Hey everybody, welcome to episode 88 of the Hints of Hisui podcast. Today we have myself, Cade, we have Pikachu Mazinga, and we have a special guest for today's episode, Haunted Ditto.
Hello.
So, we have a very interesting guest today, someone who has been very involved in the Fangame community for a very long time, like myself.
Yeah, my
we're on
Expo
status.
says 2017.
Yeah.
9
But
years.
for those of you who don't know Haunted Ditto, and what he's worked on, he's worked on a Spotlight Jam game called Pokémon Pandora that was released, I believe, in the Winter 2020 Jam. He's also worked on a lot of different other Jam and non-Jam games as well. For those of you wondering what those are, I think Stardust Princess is probably the best known. There's Nightmare. He's worked on a couple games with me. So he's worked with a lot of different people, and then he also runs the Pokemon Fangame News Twitter, which has gotten very popular recently. So we'll talk about all of that today. But first, how's everybody doing?
I'm pretty good myself. I was waiting for this episode because I haven't really talked with our guest today before today, and but I've been following the Twitter. So go tell us something about how you're doing.
Yeah, I'm doing good as well. I'm happy to be a guest here, and I hope I can share some information about me, some background, how it happened, how I got into this community. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, so I guess we can maybe start there. What was your introduction to fan games? How did you join the community? What interested you in fan games in the first place, I guess?
I think it started with an YouTuber. That's the main influence most people have. They see people play fan games, because I think in my earlier days, for me, the only Pokemon games were the ones released by Nintendo or Game Freak. And then you just go on YouTube as a child, you check out some videos, and there's some Pokemon game you never heard of. You're like, holy shit, how did I never see this? Yeah, and so I found out about Essentials games. I think I knew about ROM hacks a little bit earlier and played them on my phone like a lot of people did, or still do. Yeah, but I got more interested in into the fan games with Pokemon Essentials and RPG Maker, because I feel like it's a bit more approachable than ROM hacking. But maybe I'm wrong. I never really thought about doing it.
That's kind of how I feel too. I feel like Essentials is a little bit more, a little more easy to step in the door and kind of get to work without knowing a bunch of prerequisite stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, okay. So you got into fan games at 2017. I know the first game I mentioned was Pandora. I know you were a part of a game before that, but I won't talk about that game.
A terrible game.
If you're interested in seeing some not great stuff, including myself, because I might be the only person who has a YouTube playthrough of that game. Look up Pokemon Christmas Stories.
I think that's how we I kind of got in contact and made 2 games, because I got really excited to see someone play my game. Yeah, and despite the fact it was pretty terrible, but I don't think it's actually my first game.
Oh, was it not your first game?
Yeah, my first game. I tried to look it up right now, but I can't find it anymore. Maybe it got deleted or something. It was a fan game version of the Pokemon Rusty show by Dog League.
Okay. Okay.
Interesting.
And I
Say more
I
about
did
that.
like the pixel art for that. But I can't find the game anywhere. So I don't know what happened
It's
to
one
it.
of those lost media gems. We'll never
There
find.
are some videos, so you can still see them on YouTube at least.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But yeah,
Yeah.
like the first game that kind of got attention by Kate, at least, was Christmas Stories. I don't even know what game jam that was. But
That
it
was
like
like
2018.
Was that 20? Was that the same jam? Because so like before this episode, I was like trying to like come up with like questions and stuff, and I like Pandora's the one that sticks out. But I do remember playing Christmas Stories because not for the right reasons, but I do remember Christmas Stories. But that was a long time ago. That was was that 2017?
The thread from Christmas Stories is from 20.
Or am I just blind? No, it was 2018. Okay, yeah.
Just
It's the same
lying.
jam. It's the same jam I did False Order for, which is great because False
Ah.
Order is also an absolutely horrendous game. So it was dipping our toes into fan games and realizing that, oh wow, there's levels to this.
Yeah. It's like you see the videos by Fondaga. He's like, oh, everyone can make a game. And that's true, but not everyone can make a good game, especially on the first try.
Oh
That's
yeah, definitely on the
exactly what
first
I
try.
said. Yeah.
Yeah, we all have our
But I
like
kind
first.
of liked working on Christmas Stories, just making the sprites, and I really don't know why I made a full-on custom Grinch sprite for some reason.
Custom what sprite?
A Grinch, they are like Grinches. The
Oh
Grinch is
yeah!
opponent.
Oh my god, I remember this. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, unless you want to
Even-
talk more about Christmas Stories, we don't really have to talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about the good stuff.
Okay, so I think the first game that I wanted to talk about is Pokemon Pandora, because this is the game that you sorry, I'm still waking up. My voice is still adjusting to being awake. Pokemon Pandora was the game that you were kind of like the lead developer for, and this game ended up winning a spotlight in that Winter 2020 Jam. I went back and tried to watch some of my videos on it again. I messaged in like our normal host chat, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so cringe. I like literally like I don't know how much more of this I could watch. So I watched a little bit, and I think I got the general like premise of it. But talk to us about Pokemon Pandora, and like I don't know, either like what kind of like the plot or like what the game's about, or talk about like the development process. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of the idea was I was working like on my actual first fan game, like a big game, which never happened. But some of the people who were on the team with me, we talked a bit, and we were like, "Oh, there's a game jam. Maybe we just pause the development of this game, and we do a game jam." So I think most of the people in the team were like from that team. At least for sure, Senki. He did the mapping. He also helped me with some other projects, and my cakes who did the pixel art. I kind of don't remember the fourth guy. Wait, I
So
think I have it open.
the team, according to the thread, is you, Mustafa, Ampharos 2.0, and Senki.
I am Mustafa as my cakes. Yeah, Ampharos, right. He was the guy who also worked with me on the Pokemon Rusty game. That's how I knew him. Yeah, so we were like, oh, let's just do a game. And the main reason how I got to be the lead dev was just I was right in the middle of everyone's time zone, so I was the perfect person to just
Alright, yeah.
decide things, give orders, and like be the messenger of the group. Because Senki was from Asia and the other half was from America. So I was perfectly in the middle for that. Um, yeah, I think the game is fine, but also it didn't age that great. I think the main issue was we didn't really know how to figure out the size of a game for a game jam. Um, so we just kind of went with a story that is like, you're on your journey to the next gym, but it's a big roadblock, and now you are deep into some big conspiracy stuff. I don't know, like some big evil god threat. We still don't really, we never really actually planned how that evil is evil. Yeah, it's pretty bad story actually.
I do remember.
But yeah,
I do remember liking the like, oh, you're like kind of in the middle of your Pokemon journey, and this is just like a almost like I did like this is gonna sound maybe a little bit rude, but hopefully you'll understand. But it's kind of like a little bit of like a side or like filler arc of like
yeah.
a greater Pokemon story, which is like really cool because I feel like there's not a lot of like, especially like jam games. I don't think I've really seen a lot of other people do that, but I really like that idea because you're kind of already like an established, like you established, like there's like the premise is your character is already established and like you're just still like journeying and stuff, which is really cool.
Yeah, the idea
that's
was
an interesting concept. I don't think I've ever seen a game putting you in the middle of a story like that. Connects back to what Ranko was saying like 20 episodes ago. To make a vertical
how do you
slice.
remember from 20 episodes ago?
I mean, do I remember anything else? No. But to make like a vertical slice of a game. Where
Oh,
you have,
yeah.
You're in the middle, like a demo thing, where you already have some stuff, but not overpowered stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
I also like that idea, but I think some people got confused because the game was then like published as completed, and people were like, "That's a freaking scam. There are no
Where are
eight
the
gyms. There's
other
no
4
Elite Four.
gyms?
I hate you. Why did you make this game?" um, But yeah, I think the idea was kind of neat because you started in some kind of hotel in a town, and the route below had already beaten trainers, and your bag was filled with like items and TMs, which are actually based on the previous gyms. There was like, I think there was a second badge that was a tree, so you had a grass knot TM in your bag.
That's cool.
And then the story was like you try to go up, but there's a rock slide, so you go to the left, and there's like people stealing a Psyduck, which is then used to to free some kind of evil, and then you have to collect 2 orbs to prove your worth to actually face the evil. That's basically the game. It's like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, I mean like I never, well, so this was back when I did like the like review after I like played the game.
Yeah.
So I was like looking at it and I was like, I don't know if I like trust myself from 2020 judging Pokemon fan games, but I feel like I thought the game was like scoped well, probably. I don't think I ever like thought there was any issues if it was like too narrow or too wide of a scope, but
Did not like that we removed the running shoes, and I remember that.
oh yeah, no, that's my like one of my like strongest stances in fan games. You have no excuse to not have the running shoes because just use the walking animation as running. I don't care.
Yeah.
My actual main reason was just the people. So someone on the team was like, "What about the running shoes? We don't have a spine." I'm like, "Oh, remove the running shoes."
You're
Yeah.
just walking faster. It's
Yeah.
it's weird if you see it, but if you don't notice it, it's whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like, spriting wise, it's obviously like weird, but from I think like a player gameplay perspective, it's just like Come on, bruh. I'm walking like this is a
I'm walking here.
snail's pace. Like,
Yeah.
And the saddest thing is actually, I'm pretty sure I didn't do any of the special character sprites like surfing and stuff. But after the release, I like did all of the sprites and added them in a later release. But I never did running sprites. I just kind of refused to
nice.
do that.
Now that I think about it, I'd have to go back because yeah, I do remember there is surfing in the game, so like, you'd have to have a surfing sprite.
I think in your playthrough, there's probably just red surfing on the blue blob.
Oh, okay, nice.
Would have been a crazy idea as well. Just remove the surfing. We don't have the sprite. Walking simulator.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been that. I suppose.
But I think the best part of the game was actually the pixel art. We had some really nice custom stuff.
Yeah,
The
I
entire
remember.
graveyard, the ancient tower, the hotel sprite. There was some nice stuff. The entire UI was custom, or at least the battle UI.
Yeah, I like was going through the like screenshots just like, earlier this morning, and it was like, yeah, there's like the art is really good here, and it like I think it mixed in with like the default fire red leaf green tile set really well. So and like, yeah, the graveyard, as you mentioned, I think that like tile set was really, really cool, and I feel like I've seen parts of that graveyard tile set used in other fan games since.
I would actually love to like people tell me, "Hey, I used your recent tech," but that doesn't seem to happen. Because I would just like to see those games, how they use the tiles and stuff.
Yeah, you never know. Some
And we
people, huh?
And we're actually looking at the screenshots as well. We even did like Gen 3 overworld sprites for some Pokemon, so we don't do the ugly Gen 4
Yeah.
overworld sprites just slapping.
Oh yeah.
They have their like mill tank
I was looking at some screenshots and gameplay of your games before we started recording, and I saw the Yanma, I think. It was
yeah, Yanma as well.
somewhere?
Yanma, Sandile,
Yeah.
Luxray, Mareep, Miltank we have as well. We also have a Cacturn, Scarecrow.
Mm-hmm.
They're all in
yeah.
the style of Gen 3.
Good. Nice. That's how you do it.
We did cook back in the days.
Yeah.
You did, yeah, definitely. I guess we could, unless you want to talk about Pandora any more, we can move on.
I think
'cause
I said everything.
You've been a part of a lot of different fan games, been on the dev team of a lot of fan games. I forgot that until I was scrolling through EV Expo that you were also on the team of Pokemon Decay. But you've been
Yes.
you've been on teams less so as like a lead dev, but more so as like I don't, not to like lower your involvement or anything, just like part of the team. There's like the game you worked on with me, or I guess you also worked on Outburst, but I don't really count Outburst as a game because it was like 20 minutes long. But you worked on Ancient Leaves with me. You've worked on Taiseo and Outbounds with Celestial Fearow. You've worked with God, I'm gonna forget their names, but you worked on Pokemon Nightmare, Stardust Princess, a lot of different like devs across the fan game scene. So what I'm kind of curious about is like how is it working for like so many different devs? How are you like did you notice that they have like different styles of development, or like did you have to like interact with them differently? Is there any like games that like stand out in terms of like the development process?
Overall, I don't think there's like giant differences in the way people work because I mostly work with people who got some kind of experience. So it's still so it's already a bit more professional. Um, but yeah, I think like my favorite project I recently worked on was actually Stardust Princess. I just really liked the process. Comics was really open for my ideas to make some of the boss fights even more nerve-wracking. That's why we have like 3 difficulty options. Yeah,
Yeah.
but of course, there's some difference. I remember Celestial Fearow is like the beast. They like Outbounds. That's an entire A-Gym game, and they made that in like 2 months. I don't know how they did that. I barely was able to play test because while I played a part of the game, they already made a new part of the game. It was so quick. They made a game quicker than I played through it.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I remember like those like Celestial Fearow games, like back kind of when they did more like gym based games. Those games were like so long, and I was like, how do you like? There was like fake bon and like regionals and stuff in those games, and I was just like, how do you like make that much content into a game? It's actually crazy. They're very talented.
Yeah, but I also often try to like work with new people. That's kind of the reason why I have such a broad selection of games with different people. Because like the most games I make are from the game jam, so I use this as a kind of a, opportunity to meet new people, I guess, and just see how they work. I kind of, like you said, I'm not doing the lead dev thing anymore. Kind of because I don't feel like I have the skills or I do have the experience, but I don't really have like the broad selection of skills that a lead dev needs, in my opinion. Like a bit of pixel art, some eventing, maybe some mapping. Like I really suck at mapping. It's brutal. Yes.
Yeah, I get what you mean from mapping. I can do it, but I'm not the greatest at it. I definitely understand that. Yeah, maybe I need to take a page out of Maz's book and make my maps procedurally generated dungeons.
I mean, not every map needs to be a procedurally generated dungeon. Sometimes you need a static thing. But mapping is like drawing a canvas. You just kind of put things on it until it looks good, you know? Make it exist first, and then make it pretty later.
True.
See, in this episode, I'm here just to deliver pre-made sentences from a list.
Yeah, should I have not shared the list of things that I wanted to talk about with you, so you just be completely lost on?
No. I have my list of
you have
pre-made
your
sentences.
list.
Yeah, of course. Correct. If I hear something about mapping, I look for mapping in my things to say, and I say some things.
See. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I actually don't have a list. Now I feel unprepared actually.
No, I don't have a list either. Don't worry. I had like a rough idea of like what I wanted to talk about because like this is your episode and I know like what games and like what your like participation or involvement is in the fan game community. So I wanted to like hit all that stuff, but I don't be like, oh my god, okay. Mapping.
Yeah, but
Let's talk about
mapping. Maps are 3 layers of pictures and 1 layer of events layered on top of each other, and they do things.
Very
See?
true.
Right.
Very, very true.
I
Um,
could like kind of go chronological through the games I worked on if you would like to hear
yeah,
that.
like I don't think we need to like focus like a
Yeah,
ton
I'm not gonna in depth. I'm just gonna say some bullet points. I guess.
yeah, because like I don't even remember how much you even did for Ancient Leaves because I feel like you came on like later in the game. But like yeah, go ahead and talk about like the games that you've worked on, anything that like stands out, or just like little blurbs of each. Just go ahead with however you want to approach that.
I think the game after Pandora was Pokemon Climate. There was the BTF as well, actually. But that game was a dumpster fire. I think that's everything I have to say. But I still like the concept of the game because it was like weather based, and there was one gym for every weather, and the
Yeah.
region was filled with Pokemon with weather abilities. It was pretty cool, in my opinion. The idea, just
I
the
did-
creation process was terrible, and yeah.
Yeah, I
So I
thought the
don't want
premise
to
of
touch
that
this
game.
game anymore.
I thought the premise of that game was really good, but I remember you saying you weren't a super big fan of that game, so I conveniently left that one out.
Conveniently.
I think you played it.
No, I did play it. I did play
Ah.
it. But I just like didn't
That's
put
why
it
you
in my list
you
of
left it
games.
out because yeah. It didn't go that well. What was the next game? I think I'm pretty sure like 80% of the games were like game jam games. I think I did like testing for Pokemon Tengai by Mashiriku.
Oh,
don't-
Mashi.
Mashi, yeah.
but there I really only did testing, so there's like no work done by me. But that game won a spotlight as well, so I just gonna take that badge.
Yeah.
You can't take
Yeah.
it from me. After all, I think then I did like the 2 games with you, Kate. Pokemon Ancient Leaves and then Outburst.
Yep. Mhm.
What do I have to say about that? I did like working on the games. For sure, it was like not a bad experience. I feel like Ancient Leaf did not age that great because we really relied on those basic essential tires and stuff.
Yeah.
But like the puzzle stuff was kind of neat.
Yeah. There's parts of that game that are like ageless, like the puzzles, and I still to this day think the way that I did level scaling in that game was one of the best ways to do level scaling in fan games personally, but I also had like more I had more ideas of how I wanted to like flesh out the level scaling even more, but like I just didn't get to it.
And I think we did pretty well in the public voting, despite our low expectations. But I liked working on it. I think you gave me the permission to decide the starter trio, which was like Ipom, Lemiao, and Teddiursa.
Yeah.
We made it a bit more special by giving them an egg move and stuff.
That's an unexpected trio.
Yeah.
It's like one evolution, normal guys. Though the balance is not that great. I like Lemiao is kind of terrible. Your swimming is actually kind of great when you get some ideas and you use like the toxic orb to activate quick feet or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
Teddiursa is
okay.
easily the best
Ipom
starter in that
is-
game.
And
Didn't
Ipom
you
is
balance
kinda okay.
them to the same level before doing it?
I think we tried to balance them. It just didn't
Yeah.
end up as balanced as we would have hoped. I think.
I think I tried to give Teddiursa the worst egg move, but it still didn't really work because Teddiursa had like
I think it had
instantly
covet.
covered. Yeah, it had like covered with its pretty decent attack stat. It just whipped through everything. And
Yeah.
Lemiao was like stuck with Scratch and Metal Claw. But yeah, that was Ancient Leaf. And then we did Outburst. And that's the first time I worked with GitHub, which was actually pretty pleasant. And
Yeah.
there I did the encounters and the team for Professor Oak. Oh, and I also remember from Ancient Least, this is the game with Professor Stoked.
Professor Stoke.
Oh yeah, Ancient
Yeah.
Leaves was the Professor Stoked game.
It
Yeah.
was like the
Name?
most meme part of the game.
It
Of
was
the entire game
easily
jam.
the best part. It's easily the best part of the game. Maz, if you haven't
Right.
seen Professor Stoked, you should go watch like Pandaga's playthrough of it. It's
I think you should talk about it.
Professor Stoked. Okay, so
Yeah.
I will not take credit, even though I've like kind of adapted to Professor Stoked to be
Mhm.
like my thing. This was completely Flaming Falcon's idea. Shout out to Falcon. I don't think he's really in the community anymore, but like he's always
I haven't
so
seen
fun to
him.
work with. This dude was like, yeah, so what if we did, because so like the premise of the game is
Hmm.
you're like in a class and you go on like this class like field trip, like week-long field trip or whatever, to like this, I don't know, like national park type of area.
Okay.
And there's like the like rules video or whatever. And Falcon was like, what if we made this rules video like one of those super cringy like 80s workplace safety videos?
Oh yeah, Captain America
Um,
telling you did something stupid.
And that's how Professor Stoked came to be. That intro is still like, honestly, like if there's anything with my games, we have fire intros, because then Haunted Ditto came up with the idea for like the newscast for Outburst, which was also a really cool
yeah,
intro.
that was crazy. And I use it as a profile pic for the fan game.
Yeah. Yeah, that yeah,
we
I
actually
forgot
got
about
crazy
the Professor
intros.
Stoked intro.
Yeah, we also made like a sprite for a TV on a card that can be like rolled into the room.
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
And then like at the end of the intro, he gets sunglasses and it's like, "Don't call me Professor Oak, call me Professor Stoked."
Right.
Maz, you actually
course.
have to watch the intro of that game. It's actually so good.
Peak comedy.
Okay.
It is peak.
Okay, I will.
Okay, moving on from those games, I
Mhm.
think that's when I did the two games with Celestial Fearow. The first one, Taiseo, which was
Mhm.
kind of like Wild West. There were only 3 or 4 gyms, and they weren't called gyms. They were called something else. I don't remember. There I did play testing and balancing. That's kind of when I started not doing pixel art anymore, I guess, and went a bit more into like the balancing stuff due to my background with competitive Pokemon. Not a crazy background. I didn't win anything. But yeah, I kind of started to just do balancing PBS stuff and not the pixel art stuff. Yeah, Teseo. What could I say about Teseo? It's kind of when I was when I noticed that Celestial Fear was like kind of crazy on in making games. The speed was insane because I think we started making that game not even at the beginning of the jam, like 1 or 2 weeks later.
Damn.
That's crazy.
But maybe that's why it's probably only 4 gyms and not 8.
Oh wow, man.
Yeah, I think there was like for some reason we had only 2 Fakemon. I don't know why we did that, and there were like 3
2?
regional forms.
Hmm.
So it's kind of an amount of custom Pokemon where you think, why even bother, I guess. But since it's a game jam, I think 5 kind of fine.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, and then we did Outbounds, and that game was really crazy. We already talked about it, so I don't think there's much to add about it.
Yeah.
There were also like stuff like Megas. It was like the perfect game for the basic fan game enjoyer. I think it's like perfectly for people who just like to play fan games and don't go so deep. Like I think on an artistic side, I would say Stardust Princess is a bit more nice, but I probably the general Fangame player is enjoying Outbounds a bit more, since it's just the basic HM experience. It's just different tastes, I guess. And then after Outbounds, it's getting kind of blurry, even though it's more current. So I don't know why I can't remember.
The next one I have on my list after Outbounds is Nightmare, but I don't actually know if that was your next game.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think it's the next. I think actually, and that was like the game jam where I didn't know any people who I could work with, so I just made a post on the recruitment thing. And actually, no one messaged me, so I didn't participate.
Okay.
And I kind of joined then Nightmare after the jam. And there I did the balancing again, playtesting, and we added 2 of my older Pokémon regional variant designs, which I just had lying around from older projects. The regional Crustle, which was Ghost Rock, and it had like a signature move called Soul Drain, which was just Giga Drain for Ghost types, and a Mega Sauce Bug.
Oh yeah, the Mega Sawsbuck. I remember that.
I was able to kind of get my old stuff somewhere, and they were used finally. And then I think I didn't many jams after Nightmare. I just kind of instantly went into Decay, where I worked on for a year. Yeah, his name is the lead dev has kind of complex name, at least for American people. It's like Alm, Ach, and Ali. I don't even know what it's supposed to mean, but I'm gonna try to avoid saying that name several times because I'm just gonna go crazy then. Yeah, he was pretty far with the game already when I joined, but he didn't do anything for the decks or for the custom monsters because like the gimmick of the game is make like the regions fused. It's a big catastrophe. Many Pokemon died, and the survivors tried to like to survive, and they adapted. So there's like a water type Stunky.
Yeah, I remember
it's
that.
It's a crocodile for some reason. And
if you change this is a nitpick from me. If you change the base species of the Pokemon, like what the Pokemon is inspired to, what the Pokemon is, I think that should be a convergent, not a regional.
Yeah, the game is pretty fan fiction coded, I think. So we just kind of went crazy with many designs.
Yeah, it just means that a skunk became a crocodile.
Yeah, it was like a
saltwater crocodile too.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And I remember we worked on the game. At some point, we actually noticed that we are both German. So actually, at the second, like halfway through the development, it became a German project.
Nice.
Yeah, and I don't know how many custom Pokemon are in that game, but there were many, and I like kinda made all of the stats in half a year. It was crazy. But I think regional variants are not that hard to make. The PBS, because you kinda already have like a base stat total to work with. Most evolution methods could stay the same. Maybe you have to change like an evolution stone or something, or evolution. So that was a little bit more easy. And I also then started to like write Pokédex entries because I was done with all my stuff and got bored, so I started doing that as well. And yeah, I think I did a pretty good job with the Dex entries actually. My favorite one was like we have a fire type Lopunny. So the perfect way to do the Dex entry was like, finally, a Lopunny that's actually hard. That's just the entry.
That's actually kind of fire. No pun intended. That's so funny, actually. Yeah, I think
Um,
out of all of the games that you've made, I think Decay or like been a part of, I think Decay's the one that I like have not played. And it is very interesting. I do like when people like take some sort of thing from like actual Pokemon and then like kind of expand on it for it to become a fan game. So I think it would definitely be down my alley. That's like on the thread that it says there's 131 Delta species and 40 evolutions and pre-evos of existing Pokemon, which is crazy.
yeah, some are from
That's a
like
lot.
public resources, some are custom. I think some are even commissioned.
Oh,
Some
wow.
are like some. I think there's like an evolution for ferret called Furish.
Mm.
That guy actually looks pretty ugly. I think that was like a personal creation by us. I hate this thing. I even gave it a Pokédex entry that it's a domesticated version of ferret, and it suffers from many illnesses because the domestication fucked it up somehow.
Nice.
It's like my most hated Pokemon in the game.
That's funny that you gave it like a shit Pokedex entry because you didn't like it.
Yeah. But yeah, Kate, I even offered you like a early access version of the
Oh
game.
yeah,
Mm.
I do remember that. This was when did Decay come out? I'm trying to remember.
Like in summer, I think Yuli or
When is there like a post on this thread of like when it? Because like I remember being so busy that I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't. But like I also really
the
wanted
game is
to.
massive.
Yeah. But then I like thought about it and I was like, I probably should have, but it was better that somebody else probably got it instead of me because I wouldn't have been able
Yeah,
to
Kenny
like.
got it, and he
stream
stopped
it.
after the first gym
Oh.
because he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm very busy. I can't play it," and then he just stopped playing it.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I was really busy whenever the game came out, so
Yeah, but we also gave the game to like Voltzy, Zwigo, and Ari.
I remember Aaron making a video on it, like right when the game was coming out, which
Yeah, it
was
came
really cool.
out on the exact day the game released, or like
That's
one
really
day
cool.
afterwards. And I think Voltzy did like videos before the game released, up until the first gym. And Zwigo took a little bit longer since his videos are like he just pre-records it, plays through the entire game, and then overlays audio. So he's just kind of like a storyteller, I guess.
Yeah.
So I think his video came out like 1 or 2 months after the game release, which was kind of nice because it gave the game another boost.
Yeah.
But there was new interest in the game.
Yeah, sometimes I see like an influx of people joining my Fangames' Discord servers, and I'm like, who made a video on this? Who played this on stream? I need to look it up immediately and tell them thank you for playing our game.
Yeah, I also do that when some of my games release. I always go to YouTube, type in the name of the game, and then filter by like release date. And
Yeah, I
when there's
forgot
someone new,
to-
I always write like, "Oh, thank you, you're the greatest."
I forgot to look for Tower of Ashes this week. Let me check. Nothing.
Oh.
I will say I do think for anybody who is like releasing a fan game and you're trying to like build up hype for it, I do think doing this like, hey, let's give a few copies of this game to some content creators a little bit earlier. I think it helps get the game out there a little bit more than it otherwise would. I mean, like if it's like a big game, if it's like an Echo or like a Peach and Lime and everybody's like already hyped for it already, then like you don't really need to do that. But like if it's for a game that like people aren't really too hype about, then I think it's a really great idea to help get the game out there, help get people like interested in it.
And I think Ari asked us about getting an earlier copy. And Volsey was like a no-brainer. He's like a super nice guy, super respectful. So
Volty is so nice.
yeah, even if we were pretty sure that Decay is a good game, but even if the game wasn't that good, I think he would still have been pretty nice about the game. He really enjoyed it, and he actually knew it from the EV Expo Presents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
That's what we like to see.
Mm.
EV Expo doing
And it
its
was
job.
like it was actually my dream to have a game featured at the EV Expo Presents. And
Yeah.
I'd always told yeah, we need to get the game. We need to make a trailer. We need to do it, please, please. And at some point, we actually did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now I think now the Decay hype is kind of gone. But don't think the game. I think the game was way more successful than we expected. We expected some kind of success,
Mm-hmm.
but it was pretty big. What happened?
We should
have
go to
like-
make a trailer.
We have like 7,000 people on the Discord server, for example.
Damn.
Wow.
And I think after 2 months we had 50,000 downloads.
Hmm.
I haven't
Pretty
like
good
looked at
numbers.
updated stats on that. But I would assume we are like 80 maybe. I don't think we cracked 100.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, after the Decay, I did Stardust Princess with Tomix, Kenny, and wait, I remember the profile pic, but not the name. Wait, Vendilli. That's it.
Oh yeah. That team is so stacked.
Yeah, that was a crazy team. Like I remember when we worked on the game, Max did a post about, oh, that team composition, that's like Kendrick Lamar, Taylor Swift, Madonna, and Lady Gaga making a song.
Yeah.
And it really was a great game. Tomix was a bit unsure about the game. I feel like sometimes he didn't expect the game to be that good. But I feel like we really made a great game. It's really interesting with the weather stuff. Cast form is actually usable.
True.
Yeah, overall a great game. I loved working on it. Great experience. I just kind of felt like, or it showed me that generally the basic fan game player doesn't really care about the game jam.
Mm.
At least I feel like the interest is a little bit lower. If you just look at the views of the threads, for example, they are always a bit lower than bigger games
I
featured by
mean-
YouTubers and stuff.
Yeah, I think that when a big game fully releases outside of a jam time, it's big news. Instead of, oh, a bunch of games came out.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna play them all. Let me see, best game this year. Play that.
Yeah.
Look with Google.
A lot of people are not willing to like sift through all the threads of the game jam to find the games, even though I think like Stardust Princess was definitely like probably one of if not the best game from the jam. People were not willing to go and find that, oh, Stardust Princess, this game looks really cool and it has like a lot of
You can say that it was the best game, even though I'm here. You can say it because I voted for it.
Hey,
no worries.
I'm also a big fan of Gary versus the Sun.
Oh, thank you. Oh my
I liked it as
God.
well.
Oh, thank you.
The art style was really great.
Ah, nice. I just did the voice acting and some ideas, but that's it. But thank you. Speaking of Stardust Princess, I wanted to say something, and that's it. That's the game that made me appreciate the Gen 2 art style the most last year. and I'm not a Gen 2 enthusiast.
Yeah, it's sometimes it feels like nostalgia bait, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But if executed well, it can still be a great style. It's
Yeah.
also really hard to actually sprite stuff for it because you are like limited to 3 colors. One of them is black.
Yeah, and one of them is
So we
white,
were
which
really
is
struggling with
colorful.
some of the sprites.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And also a kind of crazy thing what happened was when Efi played the game, the ending was actually somehow so sad it made him cry a bit. It was
Oh,
Aw.
it
nice.
made me sad as well a bit.
Yeah, no, the ending of Stardust Princess is so good. It like I don't think I cried, but like I did get emotional.
Yeah, I'm also not a big crier, but when I did the play testing, I also was like, holy shit, why does that hit so hard? It feels so personal.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's a pretty universal feeling that sometimes someone you really, really love or really like, it just doesn't match and the person has to leave. Or maybe even if the person likes you back, maybe there's a bigger reason they have to leave. And it just kind of, you feel very helpless.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, the working experience on the game was great. I think there was a lot of creative stuff we were able to put in. Like, we were kind of unsure about the final area, but I had like the idea with Weatherless, so Cloud9 and Airlock Pokemon. That's probably the only reason why we have Rayquaza as the final boss, because it
Yeah.
has Airlock. We kind of wanted to get Executor in the game, so we came up with the idea of pushing it over and using it as a bridge and stuff. Or another idea was with like the team. There was like Tropius, Vanillite, and Makuhita. And my goal was to like only use Pokemon with weather abilities. And we kind of needed a surfing guy, but it was hard to like make a surfing guy that wasn't water type
Golduck.
as well.
Yeah.
But we
Golduck
wanted
is
to
there,
avoid
but yeah.
the overlap
Mm-mm.
with Psyduck.
Yeah.
So I just kind of looked at the list of Pokemon that could land Surf, and I tried to find the most ridiculous one. So I kind of found Makuhita, and was like,
Makuhita can learn surf.
yeah, that's why he's in the game. That's why he's
Oh.
the surfer of Stardust Princess, because he can learn surf. There's also stuff like Rhyhorn, but I didn't pick it because we already had Diglett. So I picked Makuhita, and I was like, okay, guys, he doesn't have a weather ability. Do we just break some rules and give this guy Swift Swim? Yeah, and so that's how Makuhita got Swift Swim and Surf.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. I forgot that he had Swift Swim in that game.
Yeah, I think not many people actually saw that.
Yeah. What is Makuhita's normal ability? Is it
Like Vital Spirit, Guts, and something else.
Yeah, I guess people probably just assumed it was like Guts or something like that.
I feel like the most people didn't really put much into the abilities actually, because Psyduck, for example, with hydration is also not really that helpful because it only protects you from burns, and burns were not really common in the game. Of course, Cast Form's ability is pretty important, so that's what people used.
Yeah.
And Tropius was solar power. I think the only time people actually used that was inside of the sun area, because it just gets triggered because there is sun.
Poor Tropius. He needs something.
Yeah. Should have gotten a Mega.
Yeah, it's such a cool Pokemon, but it's so underused, and especially in main games.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites. I think that's also a reason why I picked it as the what was it? Its ability, I think, cut. That's why I picked it as the cut guy.
Nice.
That's cute. Yeah. Also, he has bananas.
Yes.
True.
Yeah, that's his main feature, I think. Next
And
jam game with a required asset should be Tropius.
Honestly, so true.
Copious jam, banana jam.
I mean, last year with weather, it was kinda put Castform in your game. Like 99% is okay. You have to put Castform in your game for some reason because it's
I
the
don't think there
only
were that many
weather.
Casform games actually.
Uh, there was Kyogre's Day Out that didn't have Castform. Oh no, a guy with Castform was there.
Shifting Skies was probably.
Shifting Skies had Castform as a main thing.
Yeah. Okay, I might be
Wastelands
crazy.
had Castforms at
There
the
was
end.
there was a game that had Castform in it. I just don't. Other than Castform Climate Craze.
Yeah, that's like
every
That game is a little
most
different.
games had Castform in it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Gary versus the Sun didn't have Casform.
No, it
Actually,
didn't.
no. I think Shifting Skies was Deerling.
Yeah.
Shifting Skies was Deerling.
There was another
Hold on,
one with Castform.
Wasn't Shifting Skies the one with like the power ups?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't there a Castform somewhere?
I
Like
mean,
in the
maybe
lab?
not that I can find in the screenshots.
Damn.
I know
But there was
Kyogre's Day
always-
Out didn't have Castform.
Yes, and
Are you
there's like
sure? Wasn't there like a trainer sending out a Castform and immediately getting destroyed by Kyogre?
Was there actually?
I think there was.
I don't remember.
I think it's like the only other Pokemon.
I did not actually play every single. Oh, Forecast had Castform. That's the game that I'm thinking about because it had all the custom Castform forms.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
there were less Casform games than you would expect from a weather themed game jam.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I wish to see more Kyogre Groudon and Weather Quartet games. But we did have a few, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
So,
And I think this was my last game. No, there are only upcoming games.
Oh, do you have games
But
that
I
you're
don't
working
know.
on right now?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm right now working on Pokemon Epitaph with a ton of people. It's kind of impossible to name them all. But the lead dev is Wispy Shroom.
Okay.
I'm already on the team for like a year, I think, or maybe a little bit less than a year. We hope to release a demo in summer, but we never know.
Yeah, you never
But
know.
but the balancing is done for the the custom Pokemon at least. I'm pretty certain we can pull off summer, but I don't want to make promises.
Yeah. That game looks. All I see is a Reddit thread publicly, but that looks pretty cool.
I think there should be a recruitment thread on EVX, but it's gone. I don't. But this also shows some screenshots. Yeah, it's still there from January 3, the 3rd of January. Yeah, some pictures of the custom guys.
Yeah, I
I
see
think some outdated ones.
I see some pictures. Looks promising. Looks exciting.
Yeah, we are also working on an gimmick that should be a bit more unique.
Ooh.
That'll be cool.
But that's always a bit hard to like make because the simple gimmicks, in my opinion, are already done by Nintendo. Game Freak, I mean. Like Mega's extra forms are a no-brainer. Then like changing types is a pretty no-brainer idea.
And an extra move. Yeah.
And there are like other fan games with gimmicks, so we also try to avoid making something similar to them.
Exactly. So we already have like 4 abilities at once. 2 items at once, have a
3
zodiac
types at
sign for every
once.
Pokemon, 3 types at once, fusing 2 Pokemon. That's it. Fifth move, but it's dynamic. Regional forms part 2, regional forms part 3, regional forms part 4. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's becoming increasingly difficult to find a unique
Gimmick?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, gimmick.
That's exciting though. Hopefully the gimmick is good or fun. Or...
Yeah. It will probably show up not in the first demo. We will see how it will turn out. And I'm also recently working on another project called Pokemon Void. Maybe
Oh,
you heard about it? Yeah,
I
okay.
just
I feel like
joined the
I've heard about that
Discord.
game.
You just joined the Discord.
I just joined
But
the Discord because I saw that they were asking about a sprite positioning issue in the EV Expo server. I said, huh, those are cool Fakemons. And then I was scrolling Instagram and I see Pokedex fillers shorts about it. And I see that they're using my plugin. And so I said, oh my god, don't tell me the sprite positioning issue was my fault. Then I scurried back to EV Expo. I asked if you guys fixed the sprite positioning issue. I get ghosted, so I joined the Discord, and that's it. Then I forgot to go on.
okay,
I'm
I
pretty
have no
interested in the
clue
process.
about the positioning error. I just do the stats.
Okay, so I think the issue's resolved. But yeah, I'm pretty interested in the in the game.
The game is really really ambitious, but also many talented people are there. We of course have like a bit of an easier time because the Fakemon are based on Pokédex Villas videos, so we don't need to create anything new. We just need to make the sprites and the stats. It's completely just Fakemon, so no official mons.
Yep,
So we can also kind of make like our own meta. We don't need to like take in consideration that our Pokemon are not too OP and are 10 times better than a freaking Pidgey or something. But even Game Freak doesn't do that anymore. They don't care about Pidgey or Rattata. If like Corviknight is freaking crazy, that's like Pidgeot's problem, not Game Freak's.
Yeah, that's why, for example, in Starfall we condensed the canon decks to like a maximum of around 250, 300 Pokemon. So if we're stepping on the official mons, we can remove the official mon and having only the Fangame, or something like that. But like Starfall, I saw that you guys are doing the vibe-based gym leaders.
They are like based on jobs.
Vibes.
The first
jobs.
one is like a farmer, and they
exactly
have a potato guy that's grass, and the ace is a cow that's also a scorpion, and it's normal poison.
Yeah, those are pretty sick. Yeah.
And I even made the stats and moves for the ace. So it's going to be unbeatable, hopefully.
Unbeatable, crazy.
Of course, it gets sheer code with 100% hit rate or something. I don't know.
When I was doing the stats for Starfall, the other guys didn't let me give sheer cold to people randomly. Well, no, I swear this Pokemon really needs Magma Storm. I swear. No, you can't. Aw. I'm a sucker for crazy moves around normal Pokemon.
This reminds me of one of the death battles I had in Pokemon Nightmare, where I think the player at this time is like at late 70s, 80 maybe, and my ace is a level 100 seal with sheer cold. And the way accuracy is like calculated, it's not 30 because it's 20 levels higher. It's like 50% hit rate. So it's pretty obnoxious.
Right. No, I swear. What is called? Triage Oblivion Wing is not busted.
There's actually in Pokemon Decay, there's a Delta Luminion. It's flying dark type. It has Triage Oblivion Ring.
Oh boy.
Ooh,
But you gotta
Interesting.
consider it's a Luminion.
I mean, okay, yeah.
true.
It has like one of the worst base stat totals in the game, but with Triage and its coverage is actually pretty decent because it also gets Giga Drain. So it's a pretty obnoxious guy.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was playtesting the new version of Tower of Ashes recently, and we gave Triage to Meganium, and TMs are compatible with everybody. So I got the Oblivion Wing TM, and I was like, Bulbapedia, Triage, list of moves that are compatible with Triage, but that nobody learns that has Triage. Oh, Oblivion Wing is there.
I think the only moves actually compatible with Triage officially are like Giga Drain and Draining Kick.
Yeah, something like that. It's
It's
only a
comfy,
comfy ability, yeah. I wish Mega Meganium would get Triage. I think it would be cool.
Yeah, I kinda don't know what they should do to this thing to be kinda decent. It's the mega evolution of an already pretty not really great Pokemon. It's like the kind of issue with mega evolution, I think. Like as a concept, it just for the wow factor, it's like the best gimmick in Pokemon because it's just very cool to have like an overpowered version of your favorite mon.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really work when Game Freak is running around and giving pseudo legendaries and legendary Pokemon Mega Stones.
Yeah.
True.
Because why would you use your Mega Slot on Mega Audino if you can just give the Mega Stone to Latias?
I mean,
That's true.
they're both ugly when they Mega Evolve, so I don't know what to say.
True?
I mean, why are Latias and Latios both purple? Could be like very slightly one towards the red, one towards the blue, whatever.
I'm 100% certain they just wanted to avoid the problem of one being cooler than the other and they just gave them the same treatment.
Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, absolutely.
But Oros was a crazy game. They gave you like Mega Latias, Mega Latios after the 5th gym. Crazy game.
You could get one in the tutorial in the demo too.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Oh, whatever. But you said it's the flashiest gimmick to you, but what's your favorite gimmick?
I think like balance-wise, the best gimmick is probably terrestrialization. Because every Pokemon can kind of use it. Like the problem with Z-moves was that it's basically only good for like offensive Pokemons. They just need a little bit more power on their attack. So it was good for like wall breaking. And Dynamax is just a f***ing disgrace for balancing. Because stuff like Max Airstream is just so good. Basically all the Dynamax moves that boost your stats are good. All the ones that lower stats of the opponent are terrible. So that's already a problem. Yeah, and I think Terra is pretty good because it can help you in defensive things that maybe you are in front of a Pokemon and you really need to wall that guy. You can change your type to something that resists it. And it's also helpful for offensive guys to like get that extra stab on the move.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's a pretty good idea. Game Freak had for Gen 9. and I really can't think of any other gimmick that could make it better. I'm really excited for Gen 10 and what they have planned for us.
Hmm. So, I have two questions for you. Okay. What are you expecting from the 27th
The Pokemon Day.
Pokemon Day? Yeah.
Yeah, I gonna keep my expectations pretty low
Mm-hmm.
because there are already some things like announced, like Pokecopia, or how that game
Copia.
is.
Yeah.
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 That's already revealed.
Mm-hmm.
We will surely see some like minor things about the upcoming Gen 10 game.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, the 10 million updates on the mobile games, TCG,
Yes.
Cafe, and
course.
stuff. Oh, let's go to Pokemon Cafe. Now you can get a dance pass with a chef's hat. Then people go crazy, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and
Sounds like
Pokemon
that.
Masters, of course.
Of
Yeah,
course.
Pokemon
And
Masters.
we will probably get like one side game. Maybe we can have like a bit more higher expectations since it's like the 30th birthday. Maybe they
Yeah, I'm
gonna cook
assuming they
something.
reveal a lot of, oh, for the 30th anniversary, we're doing this. You know?
There's also the Pokepark that opened.
Yeah, it just
Oh
opened, right?
yeah.
Or did they just
my
announce that it's
My
opening?
Twitter feed is filled with it. And
Yes.
I get very jealous. I really want to see that.
And what are your predictions for the next EV Expo Game Jam? Since you're a Game Jam guy, you said.
I don't really know what to expect. I just really go blind into the thing, and I don't really have even like a team planned. I will probably do the same thing as last year and
Mm-hmm.
throw my head into the ring and just join whoever invites me into their group.
Right.
Yeah, I remember the last jam where I joined Tomix. There was also Afrax who wanted to work with me. So Alterax, that was the name. So maybe if they are interested in working with me this time, maybe I work with them. We will see.
That would be really
Of course.
interesting.
Yeah.
Of course, if someone I already worked with wants to do another game, I wouldn't say no. But mostly I prefer working with new people, just to like meet new people, see the vibe.
Sure. That's great. Cooperation is great in that period, especially. Those were my two questions that I wanted to shoot at you. Cade, you can go on with the.
Oh, well, I feel like we've gotten like over an hour into this podcast, so we like have barely even mentioned the Pokemon Fangame news Twitter. So,
Exactly.
and I feel like that's what most people probably know you for. I would think, maybe, I don't know.
I think most people don't even know who's the person behind the account, even though
okay.
I added it to the bio.
Yeah. I know you're like literally in the bio.
Yeah, but I still only got like 150 followers, so I don't think people really forget it.
Nice.
But yeah, I think most people just care about the account and not really about me, which is fine, of course. The main goal of the account is just to kind of put games into the spotlight. Also inspired by one issue I had when I was young. It's not that hard to like navigate the threads, but it's really hard to like kind of see what's new and stuff, because most threads are like ordered in recency. So if there's like a comment, the game just instantly jumps at the top, and newer games could get buried by that. So I kind of try to show the people that something new released with the thread, so people can just click on it and can instantly try it out. I also don't really have like a way of checking the quality of a game. I think there is it doesn't matter if the person who made the game is like a person with 10 years of experience. The game looks stunning, it's crazy good. it doesn't really matter, even if the game looks not that good, uses maybe default tiles, or
Mhm.
it's the person's first project. I try to give both people the same kind of treatment. Of course, there's some influence by the algorithm, so I can't control the amount of people who see it. But yeah, I try to support all of them equally.
Yeah, there's no. You can't like once you throw the tweet out there, I feel like you can't really control.
I also sometimes don't really get why some games perform so good and others just go okay, I guess.
Yeah,
Like I
I think
was, for example, the post about Pokemon Echo's second demo
Yeah.
got 40,000 views, which is
Mhm.
a good amount, but it's weaker than other projects. And I think Echo is like super stunning, super interesting. So I don't know why it didn't go that well, like
Mm.
views wise.
I mean, it's not that bad. Those numbers are not that bad.
Um, there was 1 week where I had
Mhm.
like 3 million interaction.
Oh boy.
that is actually
On-
crazy.
Yeah. On what?
Wait, it's kind of recent.
Okay.
Yeah, there was like someone released a game called Pokemon Excel, where you have to like
Yes.
solve
Oh
Excel
my god, I
puzzles.
mentioned that a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Yeah, which this was like the second week of January. It got
Mhm.
1.5 million views, and then
That is
then
crazy.
3 days later there was like an English version of a French game called Pokemon Prisma,
Oh yeah.
that got 1.6 million views.
Damn.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I don't really. I think the Excel thing just kind of blew up because people made jokes about the game. Oh, why is there Excel? And I don't know. It's the accountant dream Pokemon game and some stuff like that.
Yeah,
Um,
true.
So it's kind of just a meme factor, I guess. But yeah, it's just out of my power. I cannot control that, sadly. If I could, I would try to give every fan game 1 million views.
Sure.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
that's really
And
cool though.
and the account, I've kind of need to look up the tweet, but the account recently had its 1 year anniversary.
Hmm.
Nice.
Well, happy birthday, your account.
Thank you. It was 21st of January.
Happy late birthday then.
Nice. Yeah.
Where's the present? Or the gift?
Yeah. Someone out there, get on it. Totally not us.
Send me a gift, even though you don't know my address. Just try every address you can find.
Try every address is crazy.
All of them.
Well, you're gonna get it eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Germany, so that's like 80 million people.
Right.
It's a bit easier.
What if something shows up at your door tomorrow and you don't
Oh
know
god.
who sent it?
Oh god.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you have
Right.
any specific questions about the account, or should
I
just...
like I think you kind of like covered all the questions I was gonna ask. I was like, what's like your goal? I feel like I know what your goal is, but like I wanted you to talk about it.
Hey.
Like how overall, like when you started this account, like kind of like what were you kind of like expecting, and like how has the, I don't know, like reception or lack of one, I guess, how has that changed, or how does that like differ from like what you expected going into creating an account like this?
Yeah, I think the reception was really great. I do remember before I made the account, I messaged you about your opinion if you think that's a good idea to make such an account.
I do remember that.
Oh, and you ghosted me first time, and then I had you to like write a second message. Hey, Kate, did you see my message?
Yeah.
I would appreciate your feedback. I did talk with some people who were like in the fan game thing, and some like normal people, quotations, about their opinion, and they all said it sounds kind of decent. Yeah, and I just started with the account. I made like one for Twitter or X, but I'm refusing to call it site actually X.
Correct opinion.
True.
Go on.
And there's also a Blue Sky account. Doesn't go there as well, but I think that's just Blue Sky. That's not the account's problem. I think the user base is just way smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at the beginning of the account, I just kind of messaged different creators if they want to be featured, because I didn't feel comfortable to just post about other people's games, because some people might not know me, and there are a lot of sketchy people kind of in the fan game territory, like Pokémoner, or I think the guy is called something else now, but Pokémoner, the site that just uploads games and it's filled with like ads and viruses, and like Poke Harbor is also kind of like not a really favored place by fan game devs, I think. So I kind of just try to get permission from the people just to make sure they don't DM me and are like, "What are you doing? Leave my game alone." Yeah, I also messaged Spanish fan games, just kind of trying to get a big base of games I feature on the account. And the Spanish people are actually very nice, even though sometimes they struggle a bit with English. But
don't we all?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But they are very great people. They got great games. So and then still, when I see some Spanish games, I also feature them. Yeah, sometimes there are just some strange people then on Twitter. They are just like, "Why is this game not in English? What's the best problem?" And then I have to kind of like,
what do you mean?
Tell
Believe
the people
it or not,
that
Spain exists.
Yeah, and
Shocker.
I just kind of have to tell the people that there are different languages, and if the dev doesn't want to make an English game, he just has to accept that, I guess. And
True.
if it goes too crazy, I just have to block people, I guess.
Yeah.
I try to keep the account very positive. I don't. When I post about a game, this is just news. It's very neutral. I don't really want people to give like huge opinions about a game. It's always fine to like write stuff. Oh, that looks stunning. Oh, I'm going to play that. It looks great. I think that's fine, but I don't want people to go like, the art style is kind of ass, and I hope the dev hurts his leg or something. So that's like stuff I try to remove from the account to just keep the positivity high, because it's just about like putting games in the spotlight and helping smaller devs, I guess. Yeah. Back to the reception thing. Yeah. So the beginning was a bit hard, I guess, because you kind of need to get some people to follow you, and then those new followers create more viewership that leads to more new people. And I think for the first 100 followers, it took like 3 months to reach that, which was still kind of like what I expected. So we were still on a great way to go, and then it got pretty quick with the new followers. I think we reached 1,000 in like May, and since then it kind of blew up. I think October was then 10,000 followers, and now we are at like 16,200.
That is crazy.
And
That is a lot,
never,
yeah.
yeah, and I never expected to this account to go beyond 10,000. My goal for last year was to maybe get 5,000 people, and even that was like a pretty high bar I set myself. But yeah, we reached 10,000 pretty quick in October, and now I'm kind of interested in seeing how much potential this kind of account has, how many people are interested in fan games, and how many people are going to like follow the account.
Yeah.
Yeah, spread the word.
Yeah, I like if you don't I feel like at this point if you don't know about the Pokemon fan game news Twitter, like you're probably living under a rock of some sort. Like it's massive now.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
kind of starting to reach the amount of public, how do you call it? Like it reached a point where it's actually kind of publicly known
Awareness.
by people who are part of the fan game community. So now
Yeah.
people are also like sending me DM requests, show me their game, and asking about being featured. So that also just
That's
kind of
nice.
takes a workload off me, so I don't have to look for the games.
Yeah.
Of
Just
course.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the Blue Sky account, yeah, it's at 190 followers, so it's not that great. But
Well,
I think that's just
Blue
a
Sky is
decay effect.
also less populated, I think.
Yeah. Definitely.
But you know that those 100 and something, they are real people.
That's true.
Yeah, and it's basically just copy pasting the text from the Twitter post to Sky, so it's not really extra work, and I'm fine with like doing that for the Blue Sky audience because I can relate, or I understand that some people might not like the atmosphere that Twitter provides.
Yeah, definitely. And because you're like you're Mr. Fan Game News, you know about all these fan games. Is there like I think there's generally like an idea of like what big fan games are coming out and that people are really excited about, but through this like account, are there any like fan games that you think are maybe like lesser known but that you're like still really excited to play, or that people are like really underestimating that are like going to be coming out or have come out recently?
I'm actually not the biggest fan game player, so I can't really say much about it, I guess.
Nice.
But as I said, there's like stuff like Pokemon Echo where I'm kind of shocked that it didn't blow up as crazy as some other posts. Like Echo is beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. It blew up a lot on Instagram. I said just.
Yeah, that's
time.
how I get the news. I also follow that account on Instagram.
Yeah. A lot of people that are not currently like super into fan games that I follow are also following them. So
that's crazy.
I'm happy to see that fan game awareness is spreading. And you being John Pokemon Fan Game News. It's an honor.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, the rising awareness is pretty great. I think there's though there are many people who now are like making comments under posts are like, oh no, Game Freak is going to delete this game. And I really don't like explaining to people that the amount of games getting deleted is like 0.0000001% of the games. And the people who got their games deleted, most of them did like a big mistake that got the attention of Game Freak and Nintendo.
Yeah. I think that is kind of like everything I wanted to talk about. Do you have like any closing thoughts on on being John Pokemon fan games?
John Pokemon
Maz
fan
put
game
it?
news is crazy.
Yeah, I'm honored to be John Pokemon fan game news. I will try my best to give the people the news they deserve. Yeah, the future hopefully is great for this account. I will try to my best to still keep like the posts up and all the stuff. I don't know how long I will do this. At some point, I'm probably gonna have a family, and then I will stop doing this.
Eventually.
Yeah.
As long as there is no family, I will happily provide the news.
Nice. Well, yeah, I don't have any other topics to talk about. Maz, Haunted Ditto, y'all got anything you want to say?
I shoot my topics before. I don't think I have any more.
I don't really have topics as well. I'm just the fan game news guy who is getting questioned.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, I think then we'll probably end it off here then.
Yep.
Big thank you for Haunted Ditto for coming on the podcast.
Thanks
And
for having
talking
me.
about all of his projects and the fan game news Twitter and all of that. Hopefully for those of you watching, you have a better idea of Haunted Ditto and like the hopefully you knew what the fan game news Twitter was already, but
And if you didn't, go follow.
if you didn't, go follow. Yeah. But yeah, let us know in the comments. I feel like we're getting kind of close. Let us know your thoughts. We mentioned a lot of games today that Haunted Ditto has worked on, some that are still in development. So let us know if you've played any of these games. What do you think about any of these games?
Don't tell me what you think about Christmas stories, though.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
wanna
yeah.
hear it.
No, please, like you don't need to worry about Christmas stories. Don't worry about it. Just like you don't need to worry about Pokemon False Order. We've all been there. But yeah, I think with that, we will end off today's episode. Yeah, tune in next week for I don't know what's going to be talked about, but tune in next week. Yeah, thanks everybody. We will see you next time. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.